You know, I'm sitting here trying to do the intro, and I'm thinking, how funny would it be if one day we started off one of these videos with a musical number? Not today, of course, but maybe one day. Guys, how is it going? Welcome back to the Minecraft Evolution SMP server. My name, of course, is System Z, and oh man, oh man, oh man, is this pathway looking mighty fine, ladies and gentlemen. I did it myself, I gotta say. I think it's pretty good looking. Been doing a little bit of landscaping, as you can see, to add a little bit more atmosphere and make it look nice and lovely. I've got cool plans as well. Today we are going to be building. We're finally going to be building our Halloween shop that we've been needing to build now for like 2 weeks. Halloween is right around the corner, so I got to make sure to hit the market before it goes away. We're going to be doing cool costumes, pumpkins, and hopefully cobwebs as well. And we're going to be building it right over here. Now, to those of you wanting me to build the palace, that will be happening in the next 2 episodes. I'll start the planning process. I do already have a very, very good design. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be so good. So make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you'll get notified whenever we start that. But guys, my name is System Z, and today we are doing some building, of course, like I did say. I don't know why I'm repeating myself. I guess I'm just so eager. Without further ado, guys, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy, and let's get started. I can't get in the door. Let's get started with the episode. So I've been doing some resource gathering. As you can see, I've got a little bit of acacia wood. We've also got some orange stained clay. This is going to be the main item we're going to need, and this is purely for shading on this pumpkin. So let's go ahead and get this pumpkin built. That should not be too difficult. Also, I have been doing a little bit of changes, as you can see, to the hobbit hole. This doesn't really look like a hobbit hole. So the idea here is, if you know, all right, obviously you know the show SpongeBob. There's an episode where they're in the Flying Dutchman's ship, and they have to run through the perfume shop, and it's just randomly attached to the pirate ship. And I thought it'd be very funny if we do like System Z Studios right attached to the hobbit hole. The idea is that this is where I'm going to be putting the donations for my live streams, which if you guys missed the live streams, it does happen every weekday at 5 p.m. Central Time. Really recommend you check it out, but that's what's going on in that area. It's supposed to look very disconnected. It's not supposed to match whatsoever, and that's the joke. Now, over the next couple of days in between episodes, I'm probably going to be building some trees along this pathway. Let me know what kind of trees you think we should do. I'm going to explain my plans a little bit further in the episode, but for now, it's very bland, and I feel like trees would definitely help it out. Alright, so we are going to be building right over here in this area. I want to make sure that it is directly centered from spawn. So we're going to, well, actually, you know what? Let's not do that. We're going to curve it off. So we'll start a little pathway that goes down a little bit in this area. So the first thing I need to do is dig out a little bit of a circle that's just a little bit big enough, because I do want to do the shop as a pumpkin, but I also want to do like good landscaping around it as well. So I do need to clear that out. Let me go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys once that is done. Alright, I may have gone a little bit too far with the digging, but honestly, the image I have in my head for this particular shop requires a lot of space. So I did it. Now once it's done, I will fix it, I'll flatten it back out, and it'll be like it never even happened. Spooky and mysterious is what we're going for. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to build right smack dab in the center of this thing, and if it's not the center, then I'll fix my mistake and make it look like the center. But I think this is where I want to build it. Let me check with the pathway. Probably go over about 2 blocks. There we go. So I don't normally do organic builds like this, guys, so you're going to have to bear with me here. This is going to be a weirder episode because obviously my normal thing is structures and landscaping. Organics is its own section of building entirely, so I don't really have many tips for it. Pearl is probably the person to talk to for that. But I do kind of have, know my way around the subject. It's really all about just placing blocks until you get something that works. And I do kind of have a rough wireframe, but I'm really just kind of winging it, if I can be honest. The great thing about pumpkins, and really anything organic, is that you got to remember, it is just that. It's organic. It's going to have mistakes. Nature isn't perfect. I mean, I guess it could be perfect if you consider nature, the most perfect something could be, but everything has mistakes, So it's okay to have flaws while building. You just kind of got to roughen it out and, get an idea for it as you build it. Now, the reason you don't really see me do this kind of stuff often is just because it requires a lot of counting and a lot of focus. So it's very hard to commentate navigate while building this kind of stuff. I always have to, you know, check back and make sure I'm doing everything properly, just like you see me doing now, making sure it matches up with this. But always start with a wireframe. That is, after all, the most important part. That way you can kind of get an idea for the shape before it's even finished. Now, the size of the hole is going to be a lot larger than the pumpkin for now, but once we're done, we'll kind of close this side up and make it look a little bit more natural. I'm not going for some huge shop. I'm just kind of going for something simple, so this should work. I'm just kind of getting an idea for it. So now what we need to do, well, first, I need to make sure that I actually counted properly. Yeah, it looks like we are good. See, that is the thing. Organics have a lot of mistakes, like I said, so it's very important to stay focused when building them. But what I need to do now is basically start filling it in. I know that the bottom layer is going to be about 5 blocks on each side with a centerpiece right here in the middle, so we can go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's looking like a pretty good pumpkin shape in my opinion. Now, obviously, once it's all finished, it'll look a lot better, but what we need to do now is go ahead and start filling out the centers, because whenever you're doing anything with the sphere, usually you work from the centers and then the diagonals, which are right here in between each side. Now, I do have a video on this. It's actually part of my Minecraft Let's Play. I'm going to put a picture on screen now of the observatory I'm building on that Let's Play. And doing that, I had to build a half sphere, as you can see by the picture. And it was very difficult, but I basically used the same method I'm using here to do so. So I really recommend you check that out if you'd like more information on it. For now, I'm just going to kind of go ahead and build it and then show you guys once I've done that. There we go. So the shape is starting to come out, but I wanted to go ahead and show you guys an example of what I mean by pick at your builds. Whenever you're building organic structures, you're going to come across issues like this, where we basically have a sphere, but it just looks off. It looks way too blocky and very sharp on the angles. What you have to do is just spend time and go over them and just kind of place random blocks. Now, I did kind of experiment here to make sure that this would look good, but what I'm going to do is just add this set of blocks here. So we're going to add 3 on this and then 2 onto that. And what that's going to do is very easily get it right back to where it looks a little bit more round. So you can see that versus that looks a lot better, especially for a pumpkin. So realistically, all you have to do, you know, organics is just play with the build, you know? Get an idea of what does work and what does not work. That's really all I can suggest. I'm not really a pro with organics. Like I said, Pearl's probably going to be the person for that. But at the very least, I think that that's a very effective way to get, you know, exactly what you are looking for when building anything with curves. So now that we've got the shape that we are looking for, we're going to need a couple of things for the top. Obviously, pumpkins do have stems. They also have a face carved into them, depending on if it's Halloween or not, of course. So we are going to need to make sure we do that kind of stuff. So I'm going to need some ink sacs to turn some wool into black wool, of course. So I'll get that situated. But for now, we are going to need to go ahead and get some green hardened clay here. And we're also going to need some lime green. So I do have some cactuses growing over in the studio area, which is looking good. It's definitely effective. And we've also got some bones here. So we need to go ahead and get all of this. I just wanted to really quickly say one tip that I definitely have that I haven't said before is make sure you are prepared. I feel like a lot of times I'll start building something and realize I don't have the items for it. And the idea of going out and getting a load of blocks just kind of puts me off from the idea. So it's very helpful to have a load of blocks prepared beforehand. So definitely make sure you are set and ready to go. Again, another good example is my Minecraft Let's Play. I'm about to start building something insane, and I really need to make sure that I have a lot of materials for that. So I got it all organized beforehand. But I do have green stained clay here and lime stained clay for what we're trying to do here. So let me go ahead and get all the other blocks together, and we can continue on with the stem. Progress. That is all we are about to make, ladies and gentlemen. What we need to go ahead and do now is add a stem to the top. We also need to go ahead and get our acacia wood and do kind of a mixture to add some shading and just variance to it with the texture and color. And I also want to go ahead and add the eyes as well. And I also made some orange stained glass because since this is going to be a shop, I'm thinking maybe what we should do is change out some of the side blocks to be stained glass, but that might look a little bit weird. So what we could do instead is make sure that this entire layer is glass instead. But I don't know yet. I'm going to try out a couple of things. But for now, we need to get on top and build this stem. Now, the great thing about stems is they are incredibly easy to do. Like, honestly, they are the easiest thing you could ever do with a pumpkin, because all you got to do is basically put a little bit of green stained clay in there, and then you just kind of do an organic shape, you know, curl it up a little bit, make it look like a proper stem that's just kind of sitting there, and mix in the different colors, because that's good for the shading. You can also throw in some dirt if you'd like, because if you do look at a pumpkin, they are usually a little dirty in that area, and you can go ahead and basically just do as I'm doing here to curl it out, and that should honestly provide a shape that we're looking for. And what I also like to do is grab some leaves and just kind of mix them in as well, just to make it look like it's really part of the stem, and just kind of like it was freshly picked, or something, you know, along those lines. Plus, leaves usually do help with a lot of things. So that's basically that for the stem. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like. Yeah, you know, I think what I'm actually going to do is curve it down a little bit more, almost as if it's, you know, in the process of doing a loop, because I want it to look a little bit more spooky than what we've got here. So I'm going to go ahead and curve that over just a tad. Version number 2. Do we like it? Yes, I think I do. It's a nice little curve, and it just kind of fits the theme a little bit better. So that is definitely good. I severely underestimated my pumpkin building skills. This is looking really good. It's too spooky for Z. That's what it is. I love the eyes. I think that came out very, very nicely. And even the inside I have cleaned up a little bit. And I did want to say, normally for a pumpkin, I would make it look a little bit more oval than sphere. I mean, this basically looks like a basketball. But we had to be able to fit a shop inside, so I had to go with a little bit more of a, you know, normal and conformed sphere there. So that is looking good. Now what I need to do is go ahead and get the landscaping done, because obviously this is hideous, and I don't want the other people of Evo to have to deal with it. So what I'm going to do is get it kind of laid out, and I'll show you guys what my plans are, and I'll see you once I've made a little bit of progress on that. I may have messed up. I may have gotten a little carried away with my landscaping and done a little bit more than I should have. What can I say? I love to build. It's not really my fault, and I guess it's my fault. I'm sorry, guys. I got carried away and went ahead and just did it all. I just had a vision. I've had this vision in my head for weeks now, and I just really just could not wait because it was looking so good. So I went ahead and did everything. And I mean, everything isn't really much. It's just a basic pathway and a little sign here saying, come back Tuesday, which is when the next video will go out, which is when the interior will be done. But I basically just put a lot of dirt in these lowered spaces, did some trees, did some rocks in the land, and all that kind of stuff. Nothing you haven't seen before. We did the same thing with all of that stuff over there during the live streams, and anytime you've ever seen me landscape, it's realistically the same techniques. But I think it looks great. It's a little bit off from what I expected, but I think it did turn out really, really nicely. Originally, I didn't plan for the trees to be so big, but I think they really turned out nicely. What do you guys think? Let me know. But of course, what I want to do now is try and find ways to hide glowstone around the place, just so that way it kind of, you know, it stays illuminated during the evening time. I don't want to see mobs all over the place, and when people come over here, I really want it to just, you know, shine and be really, really nice looking in the moonlight. So we got to make sure that we do place glowstone here and there, just so that way if they come over here, they're not attacked by any mobs kind of staying around the pumpkin, and they stay safe in general. So I'm just going to kind of lay these around a place, find some different places. But guys, let me know how you have enjoyed today's video. I've really been enjoying making content lately, and it's just, I'm super excited about continuing on, you know, with Evo, my Let's Play, and building videos. Definitely the building videos. I'm super excited for Minecraft 1.14. That's awesome. What do you guys think we're going to see? I believe the next snapshot is coming out this week, actually. This week that we're in, on the 24th is when it's supposed to come out. I'm fairly certain, so I'm super, super excited about that. And there's a lot of stuff I hope to see, but nothing I truly know is confirmed. But guys, now that it is getting dark, and hopefully we've got a decent amount of glowstone hidden around the place, we should be able to see what this looks like in the moonlight. Ooh, it's getting so spooky. I love it so much. I love how it's just kind of illuminated ever so slightly. And obviously once we have an interior in there, it'll shine a lot better. But right now it's It's so ominous, and it looks really good, especially with those clouds. I am extremely proud of this. In fact, I gotta get a screenshot of that. What do you guys think? This is pretty much my pumpkin shop. This will be gone after Halloween, unfortunately, but I think it looks really, really good, and hopefully all of the other evolutioners are extremely excited. Now, like I said, the idea is that we're gonna sell costumes, and you've seen those costumes already, and we're also gonna sell pumpkin, and if I'm able to get them with the Silk Touch Shear, then I definitely want to do Cobweb as well, but I gotta find a mine shaft first. I think I know where one is, though. But that's basically all that I want to sell. I just got to build a pumpkin farm first to just try and get some inventory on that. I don't really imagine we'll sell too many of them, though. But guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know, I gotta make sure no creepers are around me actually, how much should we sell the costumes for? I have seen some comments. Some people said I should sell them for wheat, but honestly, I do want diamonds out of the exchange because leather is really no issue for me. I have an automated cow farm anyways. But guys, that is gonna do it for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. I'm extremely excited about getting this project finished. It is looking so good, and it's like I said, I've been thinking about this build for weeks now, so it turned out a lot better than I thought it would, and it's super awesome to have completed. But guys, let me know what you thought of the video down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more building related content and live streams every weekday at 5 p.m. Central Time. And without further ado, guys, my name has been System Z. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.